President Tinubu writes Senate request upward review of 2025 budget.
The 2025 appropriation bill's total budget size will increase from 49.7 trillion to 54.2 trillion.
Senate announces more standing committees as it reshuffles the leadership of some.
The new chairman of the Senate committee.
Nasarawa legislators appeal for calm as allegations of land grabbing for mining purposes hits up communities.
As contentious as this issue seems to be, I'm appealing that they should all exercise restraint.
Plus, Cross River State moves to conserve and preserve ecosystem. Good evening and welcome to the NTA Parliamentary News. I am Ene Ojonugba. President Bola Tinubu has formally written to the National Assembly requesting for an upward review of the 2025 budget. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, who read the executive communication during plenary, says President Tinubu requests that the 2025 budget be increased from the initial 49 trillion naira to 54 trillion naira.
With this additional revenue, the 2025 appropriation bill's total budget size will increase from 49.7 trillion to 54.2 trillion naira, demonstrating our commitment to inclusive growth and security.
Details of these and other engagements of the Senate will come in subsequent bulletins. Senate has appointed chairman and deputy chairman of standing committees to oversight the commissions. This follows the assent of President Bola Tinubu to bills establishing development commissions for the regions in the country. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the Senate also reshuffled the leadership of some committees.
The new chairman of the Senate committee,
presiding over plenary after the break for budget defense sessions on the 2025 fiscal plan, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, announced additional standing committees in the Senate and their leadership. Establishment of the committees was sequel to assents to related legislations by the President. The new committees are for the Northwest Development Commission with Senator Babangida Hussaini as chairman, the Southwest Development Commission headed by Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, while the Committee for the North Central Development Commission has Senator Titus Zam as chairman. Senate also made changes to leadership of some standing committees, which include Senate Committee on National Population, the Committee on Local Content, and that of Diaspora and NGOs, among others. In another development, the Kano State Caucus, as the Senate, has commended President Tinubu for his assent to the bill establishing Federal Polytechnic in Rano, Kano State.
The establishment of Federal Polytechnic Rano is not just a victory for our community, or our zone, or our senatorial district. It is a transformative step forward for the entire state of Kano and Nigeria at large.
Meanwhile, Senate Committee on Public Accounts has threatened to issue warrants of arrest on heads of some agencies of government for failure to respond to summons.
Central Bank still charges Consolidated Revenue Funds account with 650 billion naira. To interact, interface with Central Bank to know how and why hasn't been possible. More than 8 invitations have been extended to the chairman of Federal Inland Revenue Service. Nigerian Communication Satellite Limited has been invited over 9 times. Nigerian Police Force has never appeared before this committee, despite all communications. FCT Internal Revenue Service, Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, and quite a number of them.
From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria has made a case for more funding of research institutes and other federal colleges of fisheries for infrastructural development and productivity. The Executive Secretary of the Council, Professor Garba Hamidu Sharabutu, stated this during the 2025 budget defense before the House Committee on Ocean and Fishing. National Assembly correspondent Isa Mohammed has more.
The Executive Secretary noted that lack of federal interventions through the institutes and federal colleges of fisheries as obtainable in other colleges, universities and secondary schools created a gap in infrastructure, manpower and enabling environment. This, he explains, affects productivity in the institutes and colleges.
To look at this critical area of the issue of intervention. Without this intervention, relying on the budgets alone may not be able to take our research institutes and the agricultural colleges to where you desire.
The chairman of the committee said the 10th National Assembly is committed and interested in seeing the institutes and colleges succeed in fishery research, innovation, practices and job creation for Nigerians.
The 10th National Assembly is a government that believes in working on production and not consumption. We're not interested in throwing out money to do projects. We're trying to let this project come online and give us some value.
The committee also demanded for other records from the colleges on 2024 budget performances. From the National Assembly, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Kogi State House of Assembly has appointed a new chairman for the Committee on Public Petitions. This follows the demise of the former chairman, Enema Paul, member representing Okura State constituency. The Speaker of the House, Umar Aliyu Yusuf, who made this known at plenary, also invited the public to present their petitions before the committee. Jacob Sani reports.
The House resumed after days of mourning of their late colleague, who was representing Dekina Okura, Paul Enema. Mr. Enema was the chairman, House Committee on Public Petitions. Speaker Umar Aliyu Yusuf during plenary said such a sensitive position should not be left to create a vacuum in the House.
The chairmanship of the committee is hereby substituted with Honorable Bode Ogumola, while other members remain. That being Honorable Ogumola, Bode Ogumola. So, because we want you to know that we are very serious, and because we feel we should listen to your cries that are genuine, so that we assist you to get justice.
The House Speaker congratulated Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo for his laudable approach in governance. He appreciated the staff of the Assembly and the House press crew for the cordial working relationship that exists in the Assembly complex.
We thank you sincerely, the clerk, deputy clerk, staff of the Assembly. We thank you for your cooperation so far. You are doing well. You rest assured that at any given opportunity, your welfare will be our priority. We thank you. We urge you to continue to give us the necessary support, and to our friends, members of the Fourth Estate of the Right. We cannot thank you enough for the report you are giving that is balanced.
The House received a report of the Auditor General, Part 1, for the year ended December 31, 2023, in compliance with Section 1252 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended. The report was committed to the Committee on Public Accounts for further legislative processes. The House adjourned to another legislative day. Jacob Sani, NT News.
We pause now for some messages. The news continues shortly.
yadda za a samu cikakken ci gaba.
Ìwàásù ẹni ọ̀wọ̀ Nicholas Ogun ó ní ó yẹ kí àwọn ènìyàn súnmọ́ Ọlọ́run kí á sì máa.
Parliamentary news. Towards meeting global standards of environmental protection and preservation, the Kano State House of Assembly has enacted a bill titled Kano State Landscaping and Beautification Agency. The bill is to checkmate environmental abuse and ensure sanity, especially within the metropolitan local government areas. Samira Hamisu reports on these and other engagements by the legislature.
Was introduced by the 10th Kano Assembly and passed seamlessly. It is aimed at preventing environmental menace such as indiscriminate dumping of refuse, open defecation, and enhanced urban beautification. In another development, Representative Yusuf Bello Aliyu of Nasarawa moved a motion calling on the state government to construct a road network in Giginyu Ward that connects Badawa and Tsipa to Western Bypass. For Zakaria Ali,
the House called on the state government
focus on the overhauling
to
of
overhaul
plant
water
in the
treatment
government area, which was vandalized by hoodlums. Earlier, the House has also passed the Kano State Metropolitan Area Transport Authority Amendment Bill 2025 and the Kano State Refuse Management and Sanitation Amendment Bill 2025 that seeks to create the office of the Deputy Managing Director in both agencies.
The governor is also seeking the permission to allow him appoint the Deputy Managing Director of this organization. Managing Director may be a person, must be an engineer and a person with relevant experience in the area of refuse management.
Of course, this is a welcome development because any leadership without having a deputy, there is tendency for that agency to have some gap.
From the Kano State House of Assembly, Samira Hamizishara, NTA.
In another development, the Nassau State House of Assembly has appealed to the Ugo community and other adjoining communities in Konkona local government area of the state to shield their swords over the dispute surrounding alleged illegal acquisition of their land for exploration of lithium. The appeal was made during a fact-finding visit to the area. Adams Abdul Kadri is standing by for the details.
There are always issues around mining, among which are land disputes, insecurity, environmental pollution, unhygienic environments, and other salient issues. In order to mitigate the unexpected crisis that might emanate from the petition on the alleged illegal acquisition of land by a mining company in Igbo community and other communities in Kokona Local Government Council, the House Standing Committee on Environment led by the chairman of the committee, Muhammad Adamu Omadefu, went to the area on a fact-finding mission. The committee urged the community to refrain from any act that would threaten the existing peace being enjoyed in the state, while allowing the committee to get to the root of the matter.
As contentious as this issue seems to be, I'm appealing that they should all exercise restraint. Let them be calmed. Let them be law-abiding. We are not the courts, but I'm sure we are going to resolve the problem by the grace of God.
Omadefu assured the communities of the committee's readiness to ensure fairness and justice at the end of the investigation for peace to reign.
The community should expect fairness, should expect justice, and nothing more than that.
Residents of various communities who spoke on the matter said they have been supportive to see through the development and progress of the companies in the area. Earlier, the committee visited Oshu Igbo Alhaji Muhammad Otogoyi to receive his royal blessings and hear his own side of the story. In Igbo, Adams Abdul Kadri, NTA News.
Towards protecting the forest for survival of the ecosystem and preservation for future generation, a bill seeking the regulation of chainsaw men operations has passed second reading at the Cross River State House of Assembly. Uduak Etim reports that the bill sponsored by member representing Obanliku State Constituency, Ashakia Pius Ashaz, is to provide laws for the registration, licensing, and regulation of chainsaw men activities in forests within Cross River State.
Forest provides environmental, social, and economic benefits, which improves quality of life. It regulates climate change while conserving wildlife as well as clean water for survival of various ecosystems. Therefore, in protecting the forest from illegal business operations of felling and splitting woods for commercial purposes, the Cross River State House of Assembly deliberated on the bill for a law to provide registration, licensing, and regulation of chainsaw men. The bill, with 28 sections, is sponsored by member representing Obanliku State Constituency, Ashakia Pius Ashaz.
Our endangered species in the forest are being locked down, unchecked, without replacement. And so we have nothing. This forest is a blessing to Cross River. And so we are supposed to manage it in such a way that we have something to hand over to.
Members of the 10th Assembly supported the bill with various contributions.
The Forest Commission will be given more duties, more functions to also perform in terms of if the wood is not matured for them to lock, they cannot lock because they will need permits.
Those that go into our forests in the name of any business, much more felling our timbers, that is also climate change control.
And I think it's high time for us to look inwardly to see how we can regulate that sector. Very important.
Speaker of the 10th Assembly, Elvet Ayambem, described the bill as important while stressing the need for protection of the forest.
If the state government is able to set, even if it means bringing investors to set up these timber markets, I tell you, the economy of Cross River State will be largely rejected. Those that are in support that this bill be read the second time should say aye, and those against me. Those in support, aye. Those against, the ayes have been clapped.
The bill, which passed a second reading at the Cross River State House of Assembly, was later committed to the House Committee on Agriculture and Natural Resources for legislative actions and to report back in 21 days. In Calabar, Uduak Etim, NTA News.
Another break beckons. We return in a moment.
NTA Parliament is a dedicated 24-hour channel that broadcasts the activities of the Nigerian Senate, Federal House of Representatives, and all the 36 state houses of assembly. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
And other programs on the platforms displayed on the screen. The Zamfara State House of Assembly has declared the seat of Aliu Ango Kagara, member representing Talata Mafara South constituency, vacant. This decision followed a motion presented by the majority leader, Bello Muhammad Mazawaje Safi, and seconded by the Deputy Speaker, Adamu Aliu Gumi. Correspondent Bello Sani has the details.
It is resumed plenary after the Noviari says the Zamfara State House of Assembly declares the seat of member representing Talata Mafara South constituency, Aliu Ango Kagara, vacant. The majority leader, Bello Muhammad Mazawaje, in his motion, noted that Aliu Ango Kagara had been absent from the House, attending only 21 out of 180 sitting days. He emphasized that his behavior violates the Nigerian constitution and the standing rules of the House. During the deliberations, several members, including Kabiru Mikaelu Dangulbi, Maros House, Rilwanu Marafana Gambo, representing Anka, Ibrahim Garba Liman Fegin Mahe, representing Gusau 2, and Adamu Ali Gumi, representing Gumi 2, expressed unanimous support for the motion and highlighted the importance of upholding the House standing rules and constitutional provisions. After extensive deliberation, the Speaker Bilyamin Ismail Moriki announced the unanimous decision of the House and declares the seat vacant.
It is your wish that this Honorable House, in line with the provision of Section 109, Sub 1 and 2, Sub 1F and 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, do resolve that Honorable Aliu Ango Kagara be vacated of his seat as honorable member, having been absent from meeting of the House of Assembly for a period amounting in the aggregate for more than 1/3 of the total number of days during which the House meets in 1 year. Those who support say aye, those against say nay.
Meanwhile, the House has also deliberated on a motion to investigate the status of the Zamfara State Fertilizer Blending Plant and mandated the House Committee on Agriculture and Justice to conduct an inquiry and submit their findings within 1 month for legislative action. In Gusau, Bello Sani, NTA News.
That is the size of the bulletin at this time. Do follow the platforms on the screen for more updates and other programs. On behalf of the production crew, I am Ene Ajamba.